Hi, welcome to our C2C World TV show. I'm Yvonne Jones, your host for tonight's featured Friday night event called God's Original Order, and Robin is our co-host for the show every Friday night. We have a special guest this evening, Mary Jo Sears. I recently met Mary on Alignable and found out she lives in a ranch. Mary is also a representative of Legal Shield. That information will be included in our show notes below. C2C World TV is specially designed by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. And today's sponsor for the show is Edible Home Gardens Ranch and RV Resorts and Tiny Home Communities. We're going to have a fun time this evening, guys, and we're going to be discussing one of our favorite topics down on the ranch and gardening and how that makes so much sense in these crazy times we are currently living in. Let's get started. Hi, Mary Jo. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, thanks. I'm so glad you could make it. And I really appreciate your story that you were telling me earlier today and about you and how you got your ranch and how it got started and what got you inspired. And we would like to hear that story if you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love it.
Um, I'm 43 from West Virginia. I just recently, this is my third year in my grandparents' home place. My father actually will be taking it over, but he lives in North Carolina. So I got to, since I live in West Virginia, be the person that takes care of it. So it's a win-win situation because my grandfather and I, when I was a child, about nine, we planted a bunch of stuff. So now obviously it's grown up so huge and very fruitful. So I've decided to do like a permaculture style gardening this year. It's my first year, so I've got a lot to learn. Very excited. We have a lot of fruit trees. We got peach, pear, apple, cherry. We have a big grapevine. Actually, it's a double grapevine with purple grapes. They're very, very good and sweet too. And then I have blackberries, raspberries, ramps that grow well only in the beginning of spring, of course, but and some mushrooms that grow deep in the woods too. So I have a lot to choose from. We have roses and stuff like that, like around the fruit trees, because little did I know pears, I read up on this, and pears and roses are from the same
Really?
something. Yeah, the same, I don't know, whatever you call that. And so they actually help each other in growing.
That's
They
Wow.
awesome.
yeah, it's pretty
I did not
cool.
know that. That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
learned
Yeah,
really
I
cool
didn't know that
stuff.
either.
Yeah, I learned really cool stuff when I've been researching because I just was the little kid helping grandpa. I haven't really done this myself ever. So, in learning, if you have a whole bunch of trees and stuff, and like one side of the part of them get dry and the other side's damp, the other side will send underground water to the other ones to help them. That's weird, isn't it? That's really cool.
I just
It's
learned,
really cool though.
Yeah.
yeah, and I just saw a video too, how they were showing on a one-fourth acre. Matter of fact, I posted it on Alignable about how on one-fourth of an acre they stagger they don't do like rows because row crops was for agriculture, the business that side of it,
Right.
right? And for tractors, and that's not something that really works for permaculture, quite frankly, like you said. You know,
No.
if you
You just
stagger it, just like this, the roots and they all complement and they keep the pests down. And of
Yep.
course, anything that you put on top of it, also keeps the pests away as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
permaculture is the way to go for sure.
Well, I've been learning about doing like organic style homemade fertilizer too. So I got banana water I just made. You soak your banana peels 3 days and
Uh-huh.
then you take your eggshells and you bake them 200 degrees for 15 minutes in the oven, and then you grind them down to powder, mix that together, and they call it a tea for your
Yeah,
plant, and
Oh.
they love it.
because you get the
And it also
potassium.
helps,
Yeah,
yeah, and it helps
you get
keep
the
the pest
potassium and
down.
the calcium from both of
Yep.
them.
And I
Mhm.
have a dog too. So I also learned to keep like deer, rabbits, stuff like that out, brushing her and taking her fur and putting it around the edges of the garden. They
Yeah,
smell that. And then, so I'm like, hey, I've
that's
been researching a lot.
awesome.
I never knew that. That's incredibly cool. I like
Yes.
that because we have in my yard we have these squirrels, and I used to think these squirrels were so cute. Not anymore until I realized they eat your garden. I didn't
Yes.
I've been naive for all these years. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're like the little garden robbers.
Yes. Yeah. They're not
Have a
cute to me
big
anymore.
groundhog. I'm gonna have to catch him and release him somewhere else because he is humongous.
Oh,
And I'm like, oh man, he's gonna eat so much of my garden. I just see it. So I guess I'm gonna have to catch the little fella and try to replace him somewhere else before babies or something. I don't know if it's a boy or
yeah.
a girl, or I might just call the DNR and see if they can come help me figure out what to do with the fella.
Yeah. The 1 year we had, I went out and I was really advantageous. I wanted to get grapes, right? And I got two different kinds of grapes on our fence going this way, and they were huge. They were fantastic. I was so excited, and then I was gonna go pluck them the next day, and the raccoons got
Gotcha.
all of them, and
Oh
and
no.
they stunk me out, man. They literally just peeled back the skin and left a pile of skins there for me. I mean,
Oh,
Whoa.
I'm skinned.
Oh no.
how rude.
There's rotten, dirty raccoons. I'm telling you. Yeah. So
You were
anything
the
you can do
five-star restaurant for them, right?
for what?
Right.
Yeah, you're the restaurant. It's like we came and we ate. Thanks for the food, and now you clean up.
Yeah, you can have the skins. We don't want the skins. I'm like, thanks a lot.
Goodness.
Oh my God. Everything was white. I couldn't believe it. So, yeah, we have to learn to deal with them. That's for sure. The past. Well, hey, we don't mind sharing a little bit with you, but hey, that's where it stops.
Yeah. I tried gardening for my first year last year, but my neighbor decided he hates mowing. He does not like it. So he decided to get some goats that
Uh-huh.
weren't fenced in. So where did they come? To the garden stuff. So I could not keep them little fellas, and they were so cute. And I was like, "Hey, get out of there!
Yeah,
Go home
right.
and eat your go home and eat your fare." But they ate it all, everything,
I
anything,
also,
everything.
I also found that sheep wool, most people don't grow the woolly sheep. They grow the hair sheep, but
Yep.
if you had someone who had the wool sheep and they weren't doing anything with that, you can also use that between the grounds, and that's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Keeps the
Hmm.
moisture in the ground. I heard, all kinds of cool things. Things that you wouldn't know
Cool.
about. So I don't know. I think everybody should take advantage of YouTube videos about permaculture before it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm very educational, so I'm always learning something. Always.
Exactly. I love it. So now you just started this with your new ranch, though, right? So you're this kind of a first year experience with this one, correct?
Yes.
So
Yep.
that's awesome for you. But you already got a good start with all those luscious fruits. I mean,
I
that's
know
like
I was just like clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Robin.
I
Robin,
was
Yeah,
so
my
agree.
rings are already
Like, oh
growing up
my
pretty
gosh.
good.
Robin, tell her what you have in the way of fruit trees.
I have two crabapple trees, and but Yvonne was saying, Robin, you can make jelly because I didn't know what to do with them last year.
Delicious. Delicious.
And then I have two grapes. And you know what? They're not like the vines, are like these big, huge tree things. They're like tall. I've never seen them like that, but I know they're really old. And then I have a nectarine tree, and I have a pear tree, a mulberry tree, and I think that's it, if I'm remembering right. But it's still so much fun to go out there
Mm.
when they're done and to pick them off there. It's my first, last year was my first year. So I'm like, wow, this is like original order. This is how it should be. We should be going out and getting our own food like this.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
makes sense. It's like a no-brainer sort of. It
Exactly.
doesn't make sense to go in and buy the cancer from the store when you can grow your own stuff at home and know what you've done with it, know not to spray it with pesticides or whatever, Um,
Exactly.
yeah, so I'm also going to do, people do raised beds.
Yes.
I'm going to do an in-ground raised bed because I have a lot
Oh.
of dead trees that have fallen through the woods.
Mhm.
So that's my first thing I'm going to do before I plant. I'm getting ready to do that, but we just had a snow that literally just came out of nowhere, and I had like 4 to 6 inches when I woke up. Like, what? So had to wait a couple of days.
Beautifully. But yeah, raised beds. I never heard of a lowered raised bed. That's pretty interesting. So you
Yeah.
just fill it up like, well, I did see this video where they have some kind of a mountain thing where they do what you said, and then
Yeah.
somehow it dripples down. I don't know. I thought it was pretty fascinating. There's a special name for it. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
well, how do you guys do
Yeah.
that? I'm like really intrigued with this underground bed thing. How do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you find out, Mary Jo?
I actually was on a permaculture Zoom for like 5 days, and they had talked about them on there. And I thought, well, why couldn't I just take my gardens and dig deep and then move all the dirt, put the, dead stuff down in there, and then put the dirt back, and then have my own like that in the ground. And so I got to looking through about it, and they call it a Hulka something. I don't know what
Yeah,
it's called,
I know it's a weird
but
name. I thought,
yeah.
yeah.
So I was like, well, who would have thunk it? So
Yeah.
here we go.
I think the name comes from the country that it was developed in for like thousands of years, or
Oh,
hundreds of years
okay.
ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's a pretty long time ago, and it's something through history that they did.
Hmm.
And it's pretty interesting how everybody was mocking this particular rancher for doing that, and it ends up he's the one that's got all this luscious food, and nobody else has their food.
Yeah.
And the
Wow.
cool part about it was, I don't know if you heard this, Mary Jo, but the cool part about it was is it grew the plants all winter when they weren't supposed to be growing. Is that what you heard?
Yeah. Yeah. I read different stuff about it actually. But and also it'll fertilize it for years to come before you
Mhm.
have to dig it back and do it again, so it's really great.
And
I
the
even
cool,
saved my because the grapevine hadn't been trimmed in I don't know how many years. It had several years of dead on it. So
mhm,
I saved all that, and so you soak it in the bathtub and it becomes, m- like I don't know, forming into stuff.
pliable,
So
right?
that's where they make the wreaths and everything. So I'm gonna make some decorations. I don't know.
That's awesome. Well,
Can you weave a basket with it maybe or something like that?
yeah.
Yeah, they said you could do all kinds of different stuff with it.
Okay,
So
just
I'm gonna
curious. Yeah.
DIY some stuff and come up with some stuff. I don't know.
Do you grow any red grapevines or red grapes?
They're actually purple grapes.
Oh, yeah, purple. Okay.
Yeah, both kinds are purple. So, but yeah, I really wanted to get, I don't know, they have those cotton candy grapes some places. Oh
Oh,
my gosh, those are the sweetest, most amazing. They're a green grape though, but I also like red grapes. So I don't know, I'm gonna try some different stuff too, but I'm gonna have to, my grandpa put this on an old clothesline system with, the metal poles, and
mhm.
then he took two metal rods and ran along the sides to like box it in, and
Yeah.
and then it broke this past year because a tree branch fell and literally smacked and broke all of it, but heck, he had that up there since I was 9,
Wow.
so I had to rerun some stuff for it, but I used some twine that'll never rot or
Yeah.
whatever. So
Yeah.
They're
I
making
haven't
fences out
started
of
it
twine
yet.
too. I've
Yeah.
seen making fences out of twine. And I don't know if you know this or not, but grapevines, grape leaves are very nutritional, by the way. And
Yeah.
yeah, and the red leaf vine, the red ones specifically, help, the intestinal tract all around it. So I think it's like, I can't remember exactly what it's for. It might be for lymph nodes. I'm not sure, remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I buy the red leaf and I'm growing my own so I don't have to buy it anymore. That's kind of
Right. Heck
cool.
yeah.
So, so do you dry it out and then make a tea, or how do you use
Yeah,
the leaves?
well, yeah, you can dry it out. It's red leaf, so I guess it's turning red when you use it for that purpose. But
Oh,
when it's green, um, well, to be honest, Robin, I don't know all the details about it. It could be either way. I don't know yet. I have to do more
okay.
research. I have to do more research on that, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. But the grapevines the leaves are nutritious overall. So
Mm.
whether they're green or red or whatever, but it's the specific variety of red leaf. You can look it up at any store, health food store, and they sell it. And so I'm like, well, just grow it for crying out loud.
It's awesome.
That's what's cool about growing this stuff. It's amazing. So now, Mary Jo, until we met, had you ever heard of, an environment where living on a ranch could be combined with, RVs and a living for other people as well? Is that like a new concept for you? Have you ever heard of it before?
No, I did today on Alignable. Paul actually had posted that post on there, and that was the first time I heard about it. But what an amazing thing,
Yeah.
what a blessing.
Yeah, he posted that for me for my company, and that's what was I was so blessed that he did that, and
Yeah, that's
that's
very
how we
sweet.
met exactly.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, what did you think about that whole concept of having like multiple, like in 50-acre communities, for
I
example?
think that's amazing. I think that's a beautiful thing to do. Very smart, and it has so many different benefits though. It keeps people busy physically and health wise. It's all nutritional, and it seems amazing. A little community, which is it's really important to have community. um
Exactly.
Yeah, I think.
it very much is.
It's exciting. We've got about 50 different concepts that we're working on. And he posted a couple. Well, he posted that one of ours. And then I posted some additional ones out there. But yeah, we're trying to encourage people to see what they can do with their own property as well. So,
Yes.
I mean, if you're living on a ranch and you're, a baby boomer or you're, let's just say, my age, I'm 70 now. Okay. So if you are in that age bracket and you might want to let's say you don't want to work outside the home, but you still need some income, additional income, right? Well, that's a great way to have additional income and provide a place for other people as well, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
And it's a win-win for everyone. So I think that concept, I think it's going to really take off more now than ever before.
Yep.
People needing a safe, affordable place to live. What do you
Yeah.
think,
Yes.
Robin?
I love it. Yvonne will testify to this. When I first met Yvonne, I was always messaging her and wanted another video call or her to email me more information. Oh, you remember that? Like,
Yeah, I
like,
do.
can you tell me about this again? Or can you tell me, it was just like really, there was so much unity and just felt drawn to her. So she's definitely changing the speed of the game in a beautiful way. Back to the original order of things, which
Which is
super
Robin.
excited.
God gave her that title, and that's
Mm,
what the name of this show is all about, God's original order. And
yeah.
Yeah.
how do you feel about that, Mary Jo? Is that
Oh, I think it's amazing. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the concept of, look how the Indians did. That's exactly how they did
yep.
Yeah.
back when, and I've always been infatuated with the Indian way of being.
Mhm.
And so I think it's beautiful to see it, expanding out into today's world. And I think a few years from now, imagine all the people that are going to jump on board because I'm in a lot of nature groups. I got a school account and I'm on there with a lot of folks, and I'm learning because I'm going to do herbs and a bunch of fruits, and I'm just adding, I don't know, all
Yeah.
beneficial things. I'm trying to I have a cellar out here that my grandparents had. So, and I also have an old pump house, which the pump thing
Oh,
it's broken, not running anymore. So I'm going to take some cement and fill that in, and boom, there's
Yeah.
another one, so that'll be two, two cellars. So
Exactly.
I think, hey, Canon, I joined the West Virginia Military Authority
Wow.
um, group. So yeah, and they're going to teach me. I'm so excited. I get to go. They have a 40,000 tree and 130 beehives, I think,
Oh,
farm
wow.
in Dunbar that I get to go work with. I think it's in April sometime. So I'm really excited about that.
Wow.
They're
We're
going
gonna
to
have to
teach
have
me
you.
some nifty stuff.
We'll have to have you back on the show to talk about that and your experience and how
Oh,
it
yeah.
went down. And if you've got somebody you want to bring on from there, that would be an interesting story too. So we could hear all about it.
Yeah, no problem.
That
Yeah.
would be cool. I mean, yeah. So these are military specific people that are doing this. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. It's a group of people. I think I've only met three, four of them so far out of it, but I'm just doing a small business course with them right now,
Hmm.
online on Mondays. But they also do all that gardening stuff, but the weather, we had to wait for it to break. So, but they're also going to teach me canning, freeze drying, soil testing, soil amendment, all kinds of nifty stuff. And I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh, that's
yes,
amazing.
yes,
yes.
I'm excited about it. because I mean, you got to learn somewhere. And so I've seen a thing online, and a lady had sent me an email about it too, and I was like, oh, that is right up my alley. So definitely God has a way of throwing things in your path, because
Yeah.
it's like if I think something, it just has been coming, like gardening and then landing into you on a lineable today was really,
Yeah.
so I was like,
Isn't that
wow.
like our God stories, Robin? We have a show on Friday
Yeah.
that follow, and it's called God Stories, and it's all about that.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, you'll be able to come on and talk to us about some of your cool God stories. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, we really love it. This is we're trying to make Friday nights our go-to for God's original order and God stories, lineup. So we think that's
Okay.
kind of a cool Friday night lineup.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, and then we could do a series about what you're doing too, and follow you. We'll follow you all around.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds so good. I like that. What do you think about that, Mary Jo? Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can even take some pictures to send to you so you guys can see too. It'll be fun. Be
Yeah,
real.
I think it would be a blast.
Yes.
I think there's no coincidences in my world. It's all God incidences for me. I don't know about you. That's how it is for me, and that's why we're doing these stories and these because there's so many of them, and we want to share them with other people and give them hope and encouragement of what's going on in the world. And
Yes.
Yeah.
this show is just part of that. And yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. So we're definitely gonna have you back on. And we're gonna, I'm kidnapping Robin. I'm gonna kidnap you.
Sounds good.
We're gonna have our family. It's gonna be the family of God. Nothing
The
weird.
unity, the
Yeah,
unity and the bonds that we
Yeah.
make. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
have fun. And then there's going to be lots of, well, like for ours, for example, with Edible Home Gardens Resorts, there's going to be lots of connections and offshoots. So we can do trips to like, we're going to want some of your pears and we're going to want
Right?
some of your,
And for the bartering, right? We're
yeah,
going to barter a little bit too.
and we're going to give you
Yeah.
some of our
Yes.
stuff. We've got the
Yes.
meat, so if you like cows and milk and cream and honey and all kinds of good stuff, you know.
Yeah. I know I get to do that 130 beehive thing, and I thought, wow, maybe I could get me a couple things
Yeah,
of bees, I
Be a
mean, why not? Because I
beekeeper.
love honey,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
it's so beneficial and healthy for a person. So, I don't know. I'm just jumping in there. Whatever happens, happens.
It's really amazing. And the bees that go around, I believe if I remember correctly, the bees that go around and getting the nectar are the male bees that don't sting you anyway. So if
Right.
I remember correctly, that I sometimes get things mixed up with who's who and what's what, like with,
Right.
but,
Well,
but
there's so much to learn. It's easy to
yeah,
do.
there is. I mean, it's really true. You're cramming it all in. You're cramming out because you know they're going to take the network down pretty soon. So you're trying to get like all this information, right? It's like
Yeah.
as much as you can absorb. But yeah, and then what's cool, like what you said, is you've met people who have information that can share with you, and we have information. Everybody, we all have something to give. That's why it's community. It's
Yeah.
all about community and
Yeah.
being connected. So I'm really excited about it. I hope you are too, and we'd love to have you on again for some more exciting shows like this. Now, is there anything else that you can think of that you want to share with us what you're doing? We do know that you're also picked up and doing your representative for Legal Shield.
Yeah.
So we'll have that information in the show notes for people as well if they want to connect with you, because that's a unique opportunity that you offer. And Robin has a little side gig that she does, and we're always promoting people, whatever they're doing, because it's important to us. And yeah, is there anything else that you could think of, Robin or Mary Jo?
No, I'm just excited to, Mary Jo, sorry if I spoke when you were trying to speak there. I'm just deciding, excited to have that story unfold with Mary Jo, and as she goes and learns and we learn to grow together,
Right.
and already learned some things like the underground garden. It's so much fun. Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
is. And now, do you have children? Are you
I have three adult children. They're all adults. Actually, my youngest is 19.
wow,
Um,
okay.
so yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, and Robin, you have children. I have, grandchildren. So,
Yeah,
so it's like at this point in our lives, it's nice to be able to share a legacy or something also for those in the family that you can pass on to them, right?
yeah.
And this is so valuable. I mean, for crying out loud, who can afford organic food in the grocery store? Think about it. And what's funny about even the organic or regular, I can't even stand to buy food at the grocery store, but it's just to me not real food anymore. But even the organic doesn't taste like legitimate real food. I mean, by the time it gets shipped to you, depending on where it's coming from, if you're buying directly from a ranch or something, that's a whole different story, as you probably all both know. But yeah, I think in today's economy, it just makes common sense to be a part of a community.
Yep, it's definitely a no-brainer. Um,
Yeah, right.
honestly.
I agree. One of the cool things too that Edible Home Gardens Ranch and RV Resorts is going to have is our atriums, which has all kinds of fun activities for family and crafts and learning and education. Because homeschooling is going to be a big thing, and people who are living in RVs, because there's 70 million of them living in RVs right now that don't have a safe, affordable place to live. And what's cool about what we offer is this gives them an opportunity to have a place to be stationary if they want that for their children and for education and homeschooling. And I just think it's going to be a win-win for anybody who wants to have freedom again.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And I mean, everybody needs like you said, to feel safe or,
Hmm.
to feel at home or have community or
Right,
peace in your life. So
right.
combining that all together in a little RV place like that is the most amazing thing ever. What
Yeah,
a
and
fun
what's
thing
nice,
that must be for everyone?
yeah, exactly. And what's also nice about it is, if you were to call any RV place anywhere, you would just ask them how much does it cost to rent there, and how much are how much are the lease prices, and what size land are you getting? You're not even going to get. You're going to get just enough for your pull through. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Just to park on and walk out your door, and it's 500 at best around here. And that was years ago. I mean,
Yeah,
at
years
least 5 years
ago.
back. So
Yeah,
right now, I don't know what it is. We
they've
have
almost
some,
doubled
well,
everywhere.
we had gas workers come through and they rent went whoop.
Yeah,
So, and it never went back down after they moved through,
that's
which I mean,
right.
you always have them here and there, but not like it was then, but they never went back down with the decrease on that. So it's you can
Exactly.
tell what it is now.
And we know
Yeah.
people in a community in Tennessee, for example, it made the news headlines that they were living, now the elderly people, back in the time, they got the great big mobile homes because that's what they could afford, right? Well, what happened with them is they've got the parts, there's 70,000 of the parts got taken over by like Blackstone and all these other companies. Okay, and so they take them over, and then they jack up the price, and they give them less than 30 days to get out. So they either got to
Oh,
move their big jalopy, and they can't because nobody will take them. Those big jalopies cost between 10 and 20,000 to move them. Some maybe seven, but still, even if you could move them, most of the parks won't allow them to move them into their parks because of the age of the RVs or the homes. If anything's over 10 years old, they won't let them even move them in there. So now these
right.
elderly people that had a safe, affordable place who that they thought was safe and affordable are now completely and utterly homeless.
That's horrible. That's a shame.
So
You
where
know,
are they supposed to go, right?
yeah, shame on those folks for being like that with people. That's just not even right at all.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
awful. That's
a
so sad.
massive amount of greed in this country that's taken over.
Exactly. And instead of being greedy, why couldn't they have made an edible homes thing?
Exactly.
And I mean, hello, here we
Yeah.
go.
No, no,
Well,
no. It has to have tons of money coming the way. It's like the
Yeah,
compassion element is gone, right? It's, you
right.
know,
Yeah, because people aren't as efficient as money. I mean, really? Because people's what makes the world go round, hello.
exactly. That's what made
yeah,
America. That's what made us the richest country in the world was community.
yeah,
And there was
Yeah,
no regulation on house sizes when you bought land, centuries ago, right? You could build any size home you wanted. You didn't have to pay for permits and pay for all kinds of gobbledygook just to have your home and have a
yeah,
ranch. So things have gotten way out of hand. And
yeah.
our pricing, nobody can beat our price. And we start at $250 a month or a twelfth of an acre, which is still going to be bigger than larger than any RV park, and then up to $500 a month for a quarter acre, which you can
Right.
plant a lot of food in a quarter acre of land.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Right. So the benefit of the, produce that you're going to bring from that $500 is going to be you're going to pay for your stay there, all your food to be keep,
yeah,
yeah,
cycling, yep,
yeah.
Yeah.
trading, sharing, and
Yes.
because they're also going to be selling through our portal, they'll be able to share and profit share on top of it. So now
Oh,
people who were struggling and not surviving will now be thriving.
Yeah.
right. Right. See?
Living their
Uh,
God-given abundant life, right? That's what
yeah.
it's all about.
Exactly. It's all about that. Well, we're
Yeah.
Right.
coming up to our break, and so at this point, I just want to finish off with thank you so much for joining us, Mary Jo. It's been such a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Thank
I
you.
am so excited. This time flew by, and
Yes, it
Yeah.
did.
when you get girls talking, that's what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It was great. It was fun.
It was so much fun, and I'm so excited to have you back on the show. And if you want, like I said, invite some of your people on that you met, that we can have a follow up, a series. Because if you are growing your business, the best way to also do it is on C2C World TV with a series program that we offer. And so, if you want to participate in that, that's something that's an option for you as well. And anyway, beside that, I'm just really grateful and thankful that you were on the show today.
Yeah,
And
me too.
anybody else have anything to say, Robin? Mary
No,
Jo?
I feel totally blessed and totally
Me
with
too.
a bunch of download of really good information. And just, boy, I'll tell you what, just that abundant life, it just keeps flowing to my mind. Like, yes, bring it on. Yes,
Right.
let's,
Bring on the
it's,
next
it's,
miracle, huh?
it's go time, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's
Oh,
now, right? So,
so
yeah.
exciting. Well, Mary Jo, thank you again so much. I really appreciate you being here. And Robin, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
So,
Yes.
ladies, thank you with that. I hope you have a
Thank
great rest of
you.
your evening and God bless. Bye.
You
Much
too.
love. Bye.
Love and blessings. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.